Hello, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Bit of a different start today. We have recently opened up the Mark III miner, which doubles the output from all of our mining nodes eventually. And we need to start building a factory that will provide the raw materials and build the things up so that we can deliver to the space elevator. Now, I already set an ID going in this playthrough where down in the lower left, get my mouse cursor involved here. Come on, right browser. There we go. So down in the grass fields area down here, this map is from the Satisfactory interactive map. I have loaded up the save that my server snapped this morning. And we're basically showing the rails and the power and the foundations. That gives you a really good idea of where I've built things up, like the aluminum base here and its train stations, power, and so on. Where I've built things up, where I've got trains, where I've got power reaching out. You can see the little squiggly lines. This is where I basically ran around in my jetpack. See, I went all the way up there. Basically, jetpack, and you put a power pole in front of you, and you just keep going. So I've run around like that quite a bit. Now, in our grass fields down here, you can see this is kind of the orange is the big power lines. So we built down here early on in the game, and we didn't recover all of the resources, but we got to where we needed to go somewhere we could get a whole lot of new resources, including oil. And we came up here. Oh, this whole area, that's from my scouring that area very specifically looking for Sommersloops and Mercer Spheres and so on. Here's where we built our West Coast base, and it has kind of grown. Here's our main bus heading out to the right, our main base bus. This is kind of, think of this as the storage area, the quartermaster's hut, the hall, I guess you'd call it, where we're doing a little bit of everything. And we can grab parts and build 50 of this or 100 of that. Problem. This also is feeding into the dimensional depot, so we can basically go anywhere we want on the map and make things, as long as it's using stuff that this guy is putting in steel. And up here, our latest and greatest addition is our nitrogen gas, which gave. This is actually in a cave. I haven't turned on caves in the interactive map because, frankly, I don't spoil things too badly. But you can see we're all basically in this area, and we have a whole lot more of the world out here that we haven't explored. And I don't know what the deal is here. Apparently, the world is toroidal, or at least cylindrical, because we were able to see bits here, even though we've never been there. So from here, we looked out across the sea and we saw this. So we'll see what that looks like when I get out there. I do not know what that 1 pixel is out there in the middle that's showing. Maybe it's something that's really high that I saw from a distance. Anyway, so we need to explore. The sound you hear in the background is my object scanner, which is looking for Mercer Spheres, and there's none left. So, well, none left in that area. I did a whole lot of scanning. I think what I'm going to do in this recording, we got everything working out there. Okay, is I am going to start exploring this area. I want to know what's there. Been in full screen. I don't know why it has to remind me of this. And now that's interesting. Okay, so when I pan calculator's map, it shows the stuff and then it applies the fog of war. I wonder if this is not in game. I wonder if this is just the way the map does Fog of War. I will accept that. But this does tell us that here's the accessible area. We've got a lot of stuff up here. What I want to do is head down to here, and I want to sweep around and explore all of this. We've made a good start. I actually have got to here. I'll do the northern end first. I'm going to head northeast. This may be a long, boring recording as I traverse across the map, planting power. I did all of these power thingies. This is all very weird to jump around in. Hold on, let me go out of... No, let's leave it in full screen mode. I was going to turn on the things that showed me where my radars are, but I think it's kind of obvious. There's a radar here at the center of this circle. There's a radar here at the center of this circle. So what I need to do is extend my power and build radars so we get decent coverage of everything. And then in-game, I will be able to look at my map and I'll be able to see where all the resources are. And then I can start planning what I want to use to build the delivery. Not sure what's up there. I think I'm going to take, instead of trying to cover everything at once, what I'll do, I'm going to take what I believe is the easy route to deliver along the ground. Okay? We've got this whole area here, which is kind of level. This is up in the sky. I think this comes down low. We could start out in this area. Let's head kind of out to that. So back to satisfactory game. And we are going to be moving along here, so let's just get out our trusty coffee cup. So I currently have resources turned off because quite a lot of them. Turn on radar towers so we can see those are where those are, but I can't show rail lines, train stations. So these are all places where I know power is going. We're headed up to that radar tower. You'll notice I have a checklist going there. I was thinking of building some stuff, and I have decided that I'm not going to do that. We were gonna build a whole bunch of crapola pipes and floors and foundations and so on. My thought was that before I went east, I would basically triple my power. And I kind of ran out of patience with that. So we are going to go east with a factory that is underpowered, but only using a fraction of its capabilities. Because I feel the need this morning to go explore the factory world. And actually, most of the little explorations I have done have been off camera. So I'm considering the idea of maybe, taking my train, heading out to here, and then just taking off from there with my jetpack and not jetpack, but my hoverpack, and doing the stuff. Oh, and the turbo fuel plant, we're not going to do that. It's a cool thing and everything, but if we decide we need turbo fuel, we will have explored more, and I will reevaluate. But out there in the middle, we could do that or not. It might not be a good place. Oh, I also went through my blueprints and pruned out most of them, almost all completely gone. I will be rebuilding new blueprints on 5x5. I have seen some murmurs, some of the throughput problems people have been having with the really fast belts are exacerbated by fast belts going through the 1 meter foundation holes, specifically the 1 meter foundation holes. As in, the 2 meters are just fine, but the guy goes to a 1 meter foundation hole and it cuts his throughput. And apparently, multiple of those in a row, it doesn't go down to a level and stay there. It continues stacking up. So there is that. He did it with the Mark 6 belts, but he also indicated there was still a problem with Mark 5. So new blueprints are going to be in 5x5. I'm going to try to button them up a little bit more, a little more useful and standalone. Oh, I am not going to be able to come back to pick up concrete. Boy, that means that I'm going to have to start out with some fundamental products out here on the East Coast once I start building, so that I have stuff in big boxes, not just in the depot. Well, that's okay. We could do that. Anyway, I want to build some blueprints that are more along the lines of making it look useful, look pretty, rather than just be the blueprint that does the thing. Now, let me thinking about that. There's a number of YouTube personalities out there that I have watched over the years, and some of them have some really nice aesthetics. I like Yaquez's buildings, I really do. I really like what Fluxo did with the power plant, and I will be thinking about that for my other blueprints using machines that have frameworks that could be covered up by a concrete area nicely. That would be blenders and the refineries. Or we've just opened up a new building, actually several new buildings with the nuclear. There's a big cyclotron thingy, which I would know the name of, except I'm in a hover tube and I can't bring up my build menus. And speaking of nuclear, part of that plan may involve building a nuclear plant. So who knows? Maybe our plan is going to be to get a little bit of coal, a little bit of oil power going, and get some fundamental building blocks going, and then build the nuclear plant with no nuclear waste. Here at Alu. I think this is where I want to head out. Let me check my map again. From the aluminum plant, yeah, there is some power stretching away, starting kind of east of the mine, just to the east here. Oh, the other thing I noticed when I was puttering around, cleaning things up and tidying things up, currently our aluminum is all based on getting in sulfuric acid, because, and I quote, "Oh, I don't want to deal with oil. I don't want to deal with bringing oil all the way in from across the map because the oil is all somewhere else. Gosh, it's so hard to find fucking oil. Ah, here we are. There are 3 oil nodes underneath my train stations. Okay, pure, normal, normal. I have so much oil here. So, yeah, if the time comes where I want to build a different aluminum factory here, I can rip this stuff up and I can do a factory based on using petroleum coke rather than sulfur, because sulfur turns out to be hard to get my hands on in quantity. So a lot of this may go away. I think actually if I do that, I also get rid of needing quite so much silica, which means all of those, the place I put the big silica area, maybe that turns into, oh, I don't know, I need to, the silica areas start turning out the quartz crystals, which are very useful. Who knows? This is all very TBD. So we have some wires we've put in place here. Basically, I want to head east. And I'm on my map again. And follow the wires up north a little bit. It heads off to the east for a ways. And it kind of pokes out to the east and then comes back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow it north. I'm going to keep trying to head north until that cable finally heads off to the west, and that's where we will diverge. And at that point, I think I will probably show you on the map. Hold on, where's our east? Heading east and north. You see, I just basically wound my way through all of this space. I didn't go get every slug. I can go pick up more slugs that are off the beaten path, especially since now I'm doing it, it's kind of dark. A lot of my exploration was done in the light, and in the dark, you can see those slugs from a lot further away. So there's a Caterium ore there, come in handy, and so on. I'm going to be uncovering a lot of the map today. I don't want to stop at any one place for very long because we have a lot of distance to cover. I do want to be sure that I don't get out of range. Let's say I dog-legged out here. Picked up a lot of these. A lot of these drop pods I have already picked clean. Now, I am surprised I didn't pick this slug. I have this nagging suspicion in the back of my head that sometimes slugs respawn. And I can't prove it. Because every time I set up a controlled experiment where I know exactly one place where I've set up a slug and I come back there after a while and I do that, I've not proven I picked up a slug and came back and it was there again. Here's where I wound my way down to the floor of this valley. This is the great valley that crosses from west to east across the northern part of the. So glad I decided to go passive on these guys. As going out and killing things isn't the game I'm playing here. I am playing the build a factory game. satisfactory. Put in the factory and satisfactory. So we're here. We are basically going to head east and go explore. So we've got, oh, 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 oh. I see a Mercer Sphere. Nobody talking to me. Okay. While I'm thinking of it, in bottom, so I did the MAM upgrades. I think I played these on my last recording. Yeah. We've upgraded our depot somewhat. We want to go one more level, but that's going to require more Mercer Spheres. And a lot more of the other parts. We're going to let it stuff in. How are we doing for this? Go a little further before down another. This area looks kind of familiar. I think I've used this area as a starting area before. So I am going to go up here and put a radar in because it is a starting area. And that makes it a really good little... I probably... Oh, I wiped out my hotbars too. So I'm going to put this on the hotbar. This is under radar tower. Put that on 9. So I liked this starting area because, see if it's all still here. Got some iron. What are we looking at for? Oh, we're looking at not having enough. This makes a really good starter base, at least it used to. We've got a pure iron node. Got a second pure iron node, so you got some iron to get yourself going. Landing here at the very beginning of the game is really... It's a copper node that's normal, so enough copper to go. And we've got some limestone, so this is a nice little starting area. And there's some oil over there, so it's a starting area with oil. And like 4 oil nodes, so that's the same as before. So we've got impure, normal, and impure. And I remember finding water from here was kind of a challenge. I ended up finding a little puddle somewhere that gave me just enough water to do what I wanted. What direction do I want to go? We want to go, basically, I'm going to go east. Whole area looks like a wash. They added some interesting little plants like this. I can chop this guy down, and if I can, what's he got? I see leaves and wood. Okay. And another Mercer Sphere.
Look through the window and witness a threat.
Okay, let's continue up the wash. Like that cliff is going away. I'm going to follow the cliff around. And I just got an achievement for something, and I can't see what it is. On. Hello, Mr. Steam. Will you tell me what that achievement is that you just clicked off? I have watched my here. Sometimes happens. I am using so many little tools and widgets. It says visit each starting area biome once. So 6.3 of players have done this since 1.0 released. Apparently it only counts since then. So that's a nice achievement. I've visited each starting area biome. Apparently I have just ducked into the last one, which is here. It's, I see a slug. Now, I actually remembered that this Caterium was over here. This was my Caterium supply for that base that I started down there. It was really nice to find one just out here in the open, just sitting here. At all of the nodes in this dune desert. Mercer Sphere over there. What I think I'm going to do is put a radar on the very top there.
Your waves lap at our shores. When will you land?
I don't remember there being a pathway up there. I could be wrong. See some poppable rocks. Did I bring explosives? I brought some. I actually have some more explosives that I handcrafted and tossed into the depot. Can't go crazy with them. Go grab a slug. Well, up. Well, that goes somewhere interesting. Yeah, there's a summer loop over. Can I say something?
Witness.
Witness. Okay. Kind of a hidden little back area. Still hear something. Below me or above me or something. Out. That's the extent of this cave. All's cool. I'm going to head out to the middle point of the waterfall. One trope in stories is always the cave behind the waterfall. I didn't think to check the bottom, but I'm going to check the... Oh, there's a yellow there. So is there, in fact, an opening in the wall? On here. Yay. There was something back here. Sommersloops. Rewards for the explorer. There are two openings, so you go in one and come out the other. Cute. Wow. And this cliff face is really, I think, I really do not remember there being such interesting and obvious ways up the cliff face. Of course, in my previous playthroughs, I don't think I ever, don't think I ever did this, you know, hovering with the power line thing. So up on the top of the cliffs here, there's the water, there's the lake that feeds the waterfalls. What I want to do is I want to put a radar at the high point. I think that's going to be that guy over there, or maybe this guy up here. Look at all the hatchers. And a purple slug. Another purple slug up here. And I don't like the idea of putting a radar on top of this. I'm going to put foundation down, say, I'll do fix it foundation 2 meters. Just going to go boom. Doop. Drop it in there. We are covering that area. And on the map, I have my resources turned off. I'm going to wait and I'm going to turn on all the resources at once. So we are going to be surprised by all of the resources. Do I need to go further north? I do need to go further north. Go north and come back to get the rest of this plateau. That's really all covered. We'll see it when we open it up, but that looks like uranium out there in the open. Cool. And I see another Sommersloops down. Do need to go collect the Sommersloops. So yeah, I'll make a spin through there looking for Sommersloops. I probably want to have my thingy. On that way. Oh, you got to be kidding me. In the middle of a cluster of uranium, but I can still get to it. Plenty of filters, that's good. Do I want to put another radar here? No, I don't. Now, I started this series of power from a Tier 2, a Mark II power pole, so we're using Mark II power. Why is that? I notice that sometimes does that, where some of the things that should be video effects are instead just blacking my screen. Kinda disturbing. Little loop over here. Mercer Spheres. Continue to go around, trying to get a good eyeball on everything. Oh, we'll pick that up first. Okay, slug. Now we're headed down up the dive. I am so glad that I went ahead and built my hazmat suit. You need all clad aluminum sheets. I happen to have some on me. I could collect all your loot. Going to. We have a lot of stuff coming, being built already. Have enough site. Just need used modular frames. We happen to have the depot. to send a bunch of this stuff off. Be carrying. That way. That way. I'm suspecting the Mercer Sphere is somewhere below us. Farther below? Farther below. All the way around and put eyes on this whole circular bit. Really? But what happened to the one that I was seeing that was up this way? Well, I will just follow this to wherever it does find them. There will be angel sphere that is tucked away somewhere that I can't find yet because it's a cave with an entrance somewhere completely else. Thing is, as long as we are opening up bits of the map, then our job here is continuing. That way. Or a couple of bugs there. As I sphere. Still exploring around in this area. We've got it kind of a ways away. Let's pick up some slugs and then head east. Yeah, Mercer Sphere interrupt. There's a Sommersloops that way. Up there? Maybe? Head up. That higher, it's getting closer of this place. Let's head back up top. Okay, I have in the past placed water collectors in here, so I know for sure that that geyser is new. Ah, there is a crash site that divert. Go get it. $70 megawatts. We have got our 70 megawatts here. Not need to continue to draw on my as we are here. Got some stinky rocks and a hole. Hole goes anywhere but plate. So yeah, this is the whole area up here that I thought was going to be so difficult to explore, and it just keeps drawing me in. Spheres and Sommersloops. That looks. Purple slug. That looks like a little piece of obsidian. Here. Boy, those spheres are just drawing us across the world. Slugs. So we have another waterfall here. I wanted to check and see if there is a cave behind the waterfall. Oh, purple slug. My power connection there is. Oh, I didn't realize this. You can left click and pick it from the list. There's a cave behind you. And this puts us back up at the top area again, which is where we wanted to go anyway. We do have one more waterfall over there that I want to check for caves. Mercer Sphere, oh, there he is. Okay, so check for the caves, and we need to get that Mercer Sphere from there. That might be there. Nope.
This bleeding temple hums a residence song. Play for us.
Continuing up and around. The map of all of my power connections is going to be absolutely wild after this expedition. And even if I clean up everything, you know, if I try to make really tidy factors, I really just want to leave these little organic thingies showing where I explored, the pathways that I followed. Hey, sulfur. It's nodes like this, nice node far away from everything, pure sulfur node, that make me want to use drones a lot. Okay, and is a site. What do you need? You need high-speed connectors. We have those. Let's take from inventory before we go when we're wandering around out here. Speaking of depot, you go to the depot, you go to the depot. Ooh, we'll get 10 per. Do next. If we continue north, get toward the edge of the world there. Oh, and surprise summer loop. Excuse me, Mercer Sphere. See coal down there. Like that might be something else. That looks like Ice Age. Quartzite. Okay. Looked like it might be a Mercer Sphere. And that's a Sam and a, yeah, we do want to head over there. Okay. That's over that way, so we're going to head around. I don't think I can go all the way across the chasm. That summer loop in the middle of a whole bunch of radioactive shiz. So glad I don't have to mine that. You get that stuff in your inventory and it hurts. And over on this? We can. I am totally dropping a radar on top of it. Okay, so let's see. Power slug. And there we go. And now we can see we have actually reached the northern border of the world there, where that drops off into pure black. That's kind of a clue that we're not going to go any further there. Is can I finish this crossing here? We want to head off to the left. Like a here, yay! We are just turning these up.
Witness a single strand of the tapestry.
Yay for the filters and the suits. Otherwise, I would have to be bombing my way in. Prefer to save the explosives for bursting up rocks because I'm not mass producing any of that yet. From it, even though it was talking to me. Probably something I've already heard. So I see a Mercer Sphere and I see a Sam ore node. See a repairs needed. It needs electromagnetic control rods, which have not yet started making. I wonder if I can make them. Requires stators, AI limiters. We have AI limiters in our depot. We do not have stators in our depot. We need 3 of them. Boy, how many of them did we need? It's our to-do list. I need 43 of them, which means I need 22 reps of that recipe. We're going to take a moment and do this. So, 44 of those are statters. I will let this go. I'm going to go get some coffee while this is doing. Right back. Statters are slower than I expected. Okay, there we go. Done with the statters. Always switch to the control rods. Just let them run. You guys don't care if I'm not wearing shoes and socks while I do this, right? It was a beautiful day out this morning. Okay, shopping list satisfied. Let's go find out. Well, we're not going to find out what this disk drive has in store for us for a long time. Okay. That. I don't feel the need to drop down a SAM factory. Hurry. Good. It's the Mercer Sphere. Looking for more Mercer Sphere. There are more of them around. Where are we on the map? We're at the far corner. I'm going to put one of these right here because I know he's like on the edge of the world. He's at a far corner. I don't believe we can even go there. Yeah, we're looking at that. We could go down there. Not going to be anything there. Interest. There might be caves under our feet somewhere. Sure, why not? There's a hole. What's that go down? I think this is just a hole. This is just a hole. This whole wall here. This level. Apparently that's no-go here zone. Let's head back the other. I'll come back and continue exploring here. I want to go out there. I don't really want to go out there. Really want to take my chances on going down from here. Might fall to my death. Ooh. As long as I have power, good. Beginning to see why so many people will go to the advanced menu options, turn on flying. But I think it would make the game less fun for me. Okay, that's the end of the world for me. When we start getting into artifacting at the end of the world where things are not quite meeting up, that tells me that it's time for me to turn. And I don't think I need to peel that apart. We're going to go back up. And we have fairly well explored that little corner of the universe. Slug. Stay within range of my power poles. Have down there. Horrible area is what we have down there. Oh, we've got a Sommersloops somewhere. Ah. So that's what that looks like when you have not yet delivered any of the Phase 4. Be amazing. Headed. I want to take a look at that fraction area. So here's another nitrogen area. Oh, about that. And the Sommersloops down there. Excuse me. Mercer Sphere. Now, if I were killing all of the wildlife as I came across it, we could probably run our entire factory just on animal products. I joke. That would be a horrible way to run it. But I am liking the fact that I'm getting so many power slugs. Means as moving forward, I can start thinking about using overclocking just in general. If I head back up that way, we can head around there. Or I can head down river. Or head up the middle. See what's nice and tall. If I go high, I can see what's below me. If I go low, I can't see what's above. Ooh. Nice. this point, I'm finding more of these just by looking around than by using my thingies, coffee cup, to find things. If I ever run really short, I can always refer to the map to find out what I've missed. Now, when you look at a radar, it will tell you how many things are left of each kind within its area. So, hey, now that was the official achievement for something. Yeah, that was officially gather 50 Sommersloops. So early on, I was looking at that bug with the racetracks, the duplication bug. Okay, so now I have 50 officially. I can get rid of the rest somehow. Let me check that. I'm gonna putter around a little bit. Hold on. Okay, so now officially I now have precisely 50 Sommersloops, which I'm going to put in Dimensional Depot, and the rest I'm leaving in a hazard storage box out here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So I no longer have any duplicated Sommersloops. Yay! I was just waiting on finding some sort of actual metric on how many of them I'd unlocked in the. Now, unfortunately, I still have too many because I did spend some on research. And I'm going to have to look that up and find out how many more Sommersloops. And if I duplicated any Mercer Spheres, that's going to be difficult because Mercer Spheres, we spend a lot of those on little upload boxes, and I would have to count up how many of them I've used. And I may just call the Mercer Spheres a wash since it's so easy to get more of them. So we are here at the edge of the world again. I could go down and look at what's at the end of that thing, but I don't think I want to. Got a couple of quartz notes. This is water. Okay. We've got a water source. Cool. Out here in the middle where there's no other access to water. Well, that makes sense. So this is the far eastern side of the Dune Desert biome. It's the far northern end of it. Where do I want to put a radar? Anywhere in here is good. Radar. There's a wreck down there. I think the way that they use the collectibles to get us to go explore is just absolute genius. Because we can see these from a ways off. But we still need to actually go there and get the thing. Now, I think I may also have duplicated some drives. Very hard to count up how many drives you've used, so what I will do is I'm just going to continue collecting them in-game until I've collected enough of them in-game to have unlocked everything. And then I won't worry about the fact that maybe I had a few of them. I'm really regretting the fact that I did that checkout of that bug in my main game. I should have made a copy of the save and done it all over there and then wiped it instead of mixing it in with my real. Ooh, what do we have here? We have a variety of nodes hunting a small water hole. By small, I mean really small. Could be something down here. Oh, there's some explodable rocks. Okay, I've seen that happen before, and that means I need to disconnect and reconnect it out of the way. We can go beyond this. Let's get power in. For some reason, my client didn't get the word from the server that those rocks were dead. Lots and lots of uranium nodes and a Mercer Sphere.
Live, laugh, consume.
And that just popped 150 Mercer Spheres. Yay! I really have no idea how many Mercers I got to check. Okay, I just paused it and popped out and checked a bunch of things. I have like 60 some odd Mercer Spheres available for use. God knows how many of them are in the game already. Like I said, I am not going to be able to count that up. But that means I've gathered 150 of them. Oops, hold on. Yay, my wife is bringing nourishment. Let's get out of this cave. Assuming this is an exit, it might be further in. So, yeah, there were two entrances. One had this kind of rib cage thing. And then there was the one down below. Cool. So I need to look for more rocks desert that are explodable. Where are we and whatever direction are we if we continue off in this direction over to there, that's a good place to put it. How's our coverage? Coverage is doing well. I'd like to put another radar out in the middle over here. Let's actually put a map marker where I want to put the radar. Okay. Oh, there's a Mercer Sphere out in the middle. You can actually make fairly good sized jumps with these poles. To keep watching for all the goodies. It's likely that I'm missing all sorts of. But the thing is not to get every one of the goodies, it's to get a bunch of them. If we actually need to get every single one of them, that means we're going to be going to the interactive map and dealing with everyone. Something like this that is taunting me. Yeah, this is actually a really nice starting location too. For more experienced players who know what they're doing, you know to pick up all of the stuff and you'll have a whole bunch of nodes available. I would think that if I was a beginning player, having all this many nodes sitting around like this would kind of spoil me for choice. Okay, somewhere in here, build the. And yes, I know the radar fits on one of the aesthetic choice. I see a wreck. You need 5 iron rods. Nice low-level unlock as befits a starting area. and it's got some basic stuff scattered around. So you come up here on your first playthrough and you have something to unlock it. You've got some resources you can pick up, plates and some modular frames that'll come in really handy in the early game. Ooh, some rotors. Oh, definitely loot. Definitely treasure loot. But what direction do I still need to go? I need to go southish. Oh, and my marker needs to go away. There. So my next radar, put him down over that way. So these radars are being powered off of my power line that I used for stepping around. So I do not want to sever these power links anytime soon. But from here, I can see all sorts of nice resource clusters. Copper and iron are plentiful in this area. A wreck off of that way. See that wreck? Ah, there it is. Mercer Spheres there. Need 5 computers. I have computers. Going to say something to me?
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song.
Marker can go away. I really don't need, as long as I'm going the right rough direction. A good place. It's a good place. So he's still got 6 Sommersloops and 6 Mercer Spheres in range. Like I said, it's not about finding them all, it's about finding enough of them. Ooh.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant. Have coverage. Continue on. So this area is beginning to look really familiar before I put my grand water area on above which I put most of my plant for building my nuclear stuff. Most of the volume of that was just for building batteries. I kind of went wild building batteries in the build. I'm going to go ahead and put radar down here. Ooh, there's a rock I can explode. Anywhere cool? I don't think you. Well, I think you're just a rock I could explode and get nothing from it. There's a Mercer Sphere off that way somewhere. Yeah, let's follow up. There it is. Looking around. I stepped right on top of it and I didn't see it. First loop that way. Behind that rock I exploded. Took forever to despawn. Oh. Okay, nice high vantage point. We can see the swamp over that way. Getting close. Not drop a quite yet. I'm gonna put a radar down here. It's a high spot. Amazing. This is a powered tower, and I cannot actually hover all the way to the top. Okay, so south. Into the swamp. That is. Okay. We're still trying to head south here. A wreck. We need 60 silica. Did I put silica at my depot? Yes, I did. And that's why you put everything in the depot. Do I see anything around that tracks me path? Nope. Let's continue southish. Have another deck. This drop pod needs heavy modular frames. Let's see, Mercer Spheres. One back that way. Sommersloop off that way. Sommersloop I'm going to go pick. If I can. There it is. Doing for coverage. Let's put a radar. Almost got decent. This is iron. It looks like the whole area is like they desaturate the colors they've done. Need to go up. Always go up. But you can always see what's below you. You can't always see what's. I'm going to put a radar out here on the end. Plug. Break for just a minute. Okay, I am back after a short break. We are here at the corner of the world, and we just need to head west and continue our explorations. I am going to switch us to coffee cup again because that's our way to go long distances. So I want to take a look at what's over that way, but we need to get there first. I do need to go back down. Up the from. There we go. Oh, and there is a. You're up here on top. How about that?
Your waves lap at our shores. When will you land?
So that's kind of a obvious high thing we need to get to the top of. I make the jump all the way across the. I can't. Down for. Go. There. No. First. Ah, there we go. By a little, we're making our way to where we want to be. Hey, how about that? There is a wreck up here. We need here. Don't need anything. I don't remember there being this many drop pods had no requirements. Must have relaxed that on purpose. So to get over there, we're going to down bridge. Ooh, and there's some rocks that need exploding. Several of them. Yard, close enough. Oh, and there's a purple slug over there. We'll get the purple. Oh, it looks like this whole thing is. Well, goodness. There we go. So that whole wall was just there. Walk off. Yes. Sometimes I just click the button when I should be holding it. Need to get some more explosives out of here. I need to do another batch of noble discs. Something. Let's see. Haven't been over that way first. That direction. Down here. Got some nodes. Bad guys. Slug here. And right out there, Summers. So I think now it's time to go around there. Where do I can blow up? something good in there.
Be appropriate.
Go.
Consume. Consume.
That way. Hold on. Missed. M. E. Yeah, there's a Mercer Sphere there. Get over there. This guy. I think we're good to go onward. And like I said, if you ever need to get every single one of them, you can refer to them. I am not going to explode every stinky rock. That thing's we will be going to the top of the pillars here. Stop. Got a drop pod. Another drop pod that doesn't need any repairs. Drop this stuff in the... Oh. Gotta ignore that little blue guy. We're headed for higher ground. Sommersloops. Not really. Is this the high point here? Put a radar over on this one. Make it. Yeah, make it. Oh, that's higher. You've probably noticed that my objective got changed from the Phase 4 delivery to building the space elevator, because I have torn down the space elevator, anticipating rebuilding it somewhere else. And I think that means that we have now set up radar coverage for most of them. We have some areas over here that don't have radar coverage. Definitely have coverage to the north. So now the question is, how much resources do we have? Where are they? And where do we want to put the base that use? I think that's a question for offline. I don't know if I even have power down in that area. Let's take it down there. See, we do have power down. Ooh. Hello, Mercer Spheres. Are we? Stuff down to the left that I don't think I've really looked at. Oh. So you need 20 plastic. We have plastic. I missed that. Even right next to some things that I have visited. Yes, I was just behind the rock. So from here, looking out in this area, which I don't think I've ever really gone to, kind of desolate. Looks like we've got some crackable fluid over there. We probably have a geyser in the middle. I descend toward the lake, seeing a bunch of this stuff. Back to here. So this needs power. I know they need to sit for just a moment before they see that they have power. Now, if we were doing this in some other mechanism, bringing electricity with us, we'd have to like set up burner miners or something. Anything interesting? Ooh. detecting a number of nodes here. Means we want to make sure this has decent radar coverage. Add place. Yeah, let's put a radar in here. Out of an abundance of you need 15 circuit boards. We have those in depot. Sometimes I get kind of caught up in chilling and around like this. This is probably the longest explorer I've done in quite a while. Getting it all on camera for you guys, just in case. Yeah, I'm gonna skip over this video anyway if it's boring. Anybody watching this video at the 2-hour mark is probably good with watching me just continue here. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way too far to pick up the slugs, but if I'm right next to them, reason not to. This is probably the end of the world here. So let's see. Yes, it is. Radar towers on the maps. We do not need to put a radar tower. Okay, I'm going to look from the top of this. Hey, I can see a starting area over there. I head over a bit to the left. There. Oh, I saw a flash of red up on top of that. We have a Sommersloops. This water or nitrogen? This is nitrogen. Okay, so I got another good source of nitrogen. They're well scattered. I bet you there's stuff on top of that. Oh, tremendous amounts of lag. I think I'm getting to within render range of the base. We've got a couple of, oh, I actually seen this sulfur. It's too far away for me to worry about when I'm on the map. Here, and like there's a geyser. Oh, all sorts of good stuff that I'm not seeing because I'm not looking at the trees. Okay, like I said, if I, oh, there. If I do need every single one of them, always use the map.
This bleeding temple hums a resident from Playground.
That whole shelf there. And over there is where I was picking up my coal. I think we've basically come full circle around the world. Getting a lot of pitching. Especially as I pan around. Fuck, I can explode. Finding those. Oh, don't tell me there was nothing inside there. encased industrial beams. I'm just finding all sorts of things today. Did I get this guy? Oh, wait a minute. I've been up here before. Where am I? Oh, I came up here using ladders at one tank. Yeah, I figured at some point I would start finding getting back to where I had already done stuff. I get out of power range. Gotta watch the power meter on the left. Oxy loaded. So the rocks on the ground like that really don't block you from anything once you have the ladders. Got ladders impaired. And just go up to high altitude over it. How I got past a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of different ways to get past these blockages. Good that there are tools for people who open things up in different orders. So for instance, you could literally get this far. At that point, it becomes kind of tricky. You start thinking, why am I coming up here? I came up here was, we need a radar up here. There. So that is the original pair of 4x4 blueprint machines. I dubbed Magrathea. And my old original base down there, which has been just turning out little bits of parts here and there as needed. I am going spreading out power lines until I can join up with power lines from the old base, at which point I'm going to cut the recording and get myself somewhere where I can start building. Anything else I want to add? Into the top of there. I've done this area. So if I join that, it's going to join the 2 power supplies. So you are my northwest base. So you are producing 13.5 gigawatts. I am not sure how you're producing 13.5 gigawatts. I didn't add any energy recently. Oh, unless I've already tied them together. I have already tied them together. Fine. At some point, I must have unified with the other power line. That's okay. Base was producing a little bit of excess energy. Not going to change any of this. This is kind of be my kind of old base, just kind of hanging out here thing. The only reason I would tear this down and rebuild was if I had nowhere else to go. And I tried out this strategy of building my stuff up as a pair of floors. That very early on, it worked pretty well, but I didn't use it for many things. I think this is the only major building. I did that one over. This is going to be kind of a unique build. We may have to return to this kind of style once we have set up our Mark III miners and we're using a 5x5 blueprints. We start building things that require even larger content. Oh, hole in him. It's no good. There. So it's probably kind of fitting that we did the explore. Oh, can I pet him? Hey. Put on my parachute, please. Not going to be nowhere near power in a moment. Hey. Get an achievement for petting the ray. You can see where I deleted that stuff. This was a starter base, and where I ended up putting most of my iron production and so on. Still have most of the base sitting here. You see where I took the hub out. Still have, this guy still has screws. We're still feeding screws here. Now, when I picked up the space elevator, I could also have picked up the hub at that point, but I didn't really want to move the hub until I had a new location to place it at. It's kind of fitting, though, that I end this exploration with us back at the original base. I'm going to cut the recording, and we're going to take a look at the resources we have and what we want to build. For that, I probably should get a final shot with the space elevator in place. Let's see. We're gonna put. I can just put space elevator down here, can't I? To do special space elevator. I just wanted him in place so we could see what the objectives are. And yes, before I did all this, I actually went around and did a lot of upgrades. So this is not the first time I've returned to this base. I've just been quietly gardening in this base. So, copying this into my editor. We want assembly, door system, and magnetic field generator, and secondarily, I want fill. $500 director systems and 500 generators, 250 rockets, and 100 pasta. And if I just did it like this would say that many per minute, which is kind of silly. That's probably also still kind of silly. I don't know what recipes I'm going to use for that. So we now have only recipe. So all of these have just the one recipe. Knew that wasn't going to work. Search for question mark. Tab, tab, there, tab. Star, him, star. Now, this is entirely unreasonable in terms of the resources that will be required, but it makes a good starting point for finding out relatively what we want to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start stepwise refining this down until our net imports are stuff that we can conceptually just put in a remote import on a train. And that's going to be off recording because this is going to be a lot of give and take and trying things and trying different things, trying yet doing different things. I will see you then.